Big news if you're an NBA fan, as the New York Knicks have announced just about maybe 30 minutes ago, maybe a little bit less than that, as it's now 12:05 p.m. Eastern on June 10th, 2014, that they have hired a new head coach, and that head coach's name is none other than Derek Fisher. Yes, Derek Fisher has been announced as the new coach for the New York Knicks, with Phil Jackson turning to one of his truest and closest former players. Now, this came just days after Fisher had finished his 18th season, as Fisher was hired earlier this morning to replace Mike Woodson, who Jackson fired after the season was over, and his first major move as the team president. Fisher has won 5 championships playing for Jackson with the Los Angeles Lakers, and was known for his knack for hitting clutch postseason shots. Jackson says, and direct quote, "It has come clear to me that he and Fisher can form a great partnership again." 39-year-old Fisher is respected among many players around the league, as he was president of the Players Association during the 2011 lockout. You guys recall that very well. Derek Fisher, as we just mentioned, five-time NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers from 2000, 2001 to 2002, and then again in 2009 and 2010. He was the NBA Shooting Stars champion in 2004, Sun Belt Conference Player Champion of the Year in 1996. And of course, not only did he play for the Los Angeles Lakers, he also played for the Golden State Warriors, Utah Jazz. Then remember, there was that brief period where he came back to the Los Angeles Lakers, won a championship one more time with them before moving on to Oklahoma City Thunder and wrapping things up with the Dallas Mavericks. I am proud to say I have been watching the career of Derek Fisher for a long time, man. It feels like it's been a good wow, man. But let me just say this: I respect this man tremendously. He has done nothing but good for the NBA, and I can't think of a better person that all this fortune of good to come his way. I can't think of a better person to get this type of nothing but good positive energy than Derek Fisher. I still remember how a couple of years back his daughter had got really sick, as she had some type of a complication in one of her eyes, or it was both of her eyes. And I remember it was looking a little bit grim right there. And somehow Derek Fisher, as all that was going on with his daughter, he was able to just go out there and he was able to still perform. He was hitting those clutch shots when it was needed the most and everything, trying to help his team advance. And I think that was happening maybe right around the time he was with the Utah Jazz, because I remember he could not find the right type of care that his daughter needed with that type of condition that she had. And I think ultimately what ended up happening was he relocated back to LA, because in LA everything was right there that he needed. His daughter would have been able to get the right type of care, and I think that's what ultimately set him up to coming back to the Los Angeles Lakers and everything. And I just remember when that dark period was going on, just how positive and upbeat he just continued to be. I mean, here was a guy that was looking at such great uncertainty with a family member, and somehow he was just able to just hang on, and things ended up being pretty good afterwards, as his daughter is now sailing pretty damn good. She's doing very well. No health problems since then. I believe the surgery that she had gotten, everything was a success, last I had heard and everything. But Derek Fisher, I can't think of a better person for this to be happening with. And it really seems to me that the way Phil Jackson is setting things up, he is setting up a long-term plan to have nothing but winners on his team and teaching them that Phil Jackson philosophy. Now, look, Phil Jackson is a smart man in the way that he made this move, as we're hearing the reports by ESPN that one of the main reasons why Derek Fisher was brought on board is because of the close relationship that he has with Derek Fisher, and that Phil wants to be able to be in a position where when it comes to whoever his coach is, since he's the team president and all that, he wants to feel comfortable to the point that he can just come on down at any point during the games. And 9 times out of 10, with Phil Jackson kind of getting up there in age and everything, he's probably not going to be going on those road trip games, not unless maybe it's for the playoffs or whatnot. But he's definitely, without a doubt, probably going to be making some appearances at the home games in New York. And, Jackson wanted to be in a position where whoever his coach is, he could just come on down and he can just sit there and he can maybe give his advice on what the players should be doing, how management should be operating, how the assistant coaches and all that should be operating. Basically, he doesn't want for whoever that head coach is to feel intimidated by him. Now, it's expected that he may call some audibles. You never know, because at one point several years back, Phil Jackson was actually trying to operate in a way with the Los Angeles Lakers where he was going to try to have it set up in a way where he would take care of the home team games, and then one of his assistant coaches would take care of one of the road trip games. But it didn't work out that way, as the Los Angeles Lakers, they weren't feeling that mentality. They wasn't trying to have anything to do with that. They basically wanted for whoever the head coach was to be able to do the games, both games, whether it be home or road trip. So kind of interesting the way that they had set it up right here with Derek Fisher. Now, I don't know if they may still go on ahead and try to implement that mentality that Jackson had with the Los Angeles Lakers, but I tell you what he got with Derek Fisher, this is a guy that for many, many years, when I really look back on Derek Fisher's career, he's always been one of those type of guys that's been a student of the game. And when it's counted the most, he's always led by example, always trying to give advice and coach the younger players on how they should be playing, all while he's still a player and everything. You know what? I look at what Jason Kidd was able to do with the Brooklyn Nets, and I mean, just think about the phenomenal year that Jason Kidd had as a head coach this year. The future is really, really looking bright when you see guys like Jason Kidd, and then you see guys like Derek Fisher just come on in and they're getting these head coaching jobs. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's a very smart move for the New York Knicks and the team president, Phil Jackson. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening with the Knicks. Now, look, does this mean that by Derek Fisher and Phil Jackson combined and they're helping out this team, does it mean that the New York Knicks are going to be going to the playoffs next year? You know what? Anything can happen. I would actually have to see with my own two eyes how this team plays, and most importantly, what type of moves they were able to make in the NBA draft lottery and all that. But I will tell you this. I will tell you this. One thing we can all agree on as basketball fans: for many, many years, the New York Knicks were looked at as a serious, serious joke. They were like the laughing stock, or one of the top three NBA teams in the league for several years as a laughing stock. But you know what? By them making these type of moves, man, you never know. I think if they can put all the pieces together and they're off to a great start, give them about maybe less than 4 years, this could be a really serious team for the Eastern Conference. And I'll go a step further, definitely a serious threat for the NBA Finals. What do you guys think about this move as far as Derek Fisher coming on board as the new New York Knicks head coach? Sign off, post those comments down below. We'll definitely follow up on what you all have to say on a future episode of the RCWR show. And hey, special shout out to those of you that's checking this out. You're probably wondering, where is the visual of this? We're actually just doing the audio because we just wanted to break the news to you guys. So it's really about breaking the news, not so much as seeing my beautiful and lovely face. You dig? But yeah, post those comments down below. And hey, for all the very latest in news that you can use, as we always love to break it on here, whether it comes to news or hooking you all up with some great reviews, Be kind, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed our coverage of this piece, please go out of your way to share this. We tweet it, Facebook it. Man, one of the many ways you can spread the good word about our content. We got episodes available for you guys. Just check out the links in the episode description below. Black Avenger Lee Sanders wishing all y'all to be safe and be kind to one another. Everybody, take care.